Alrighty, boys, today I'm going to share with you how to handle the I need to think about objection. You ever get the objection before someone says to you, hey man, you know what, let me just think about it. I just need to think about this a little bit longer. Just give me a couple days and I'll get back to you. And we all know what happens. They never get back to you. They ghost you, they block you, they never hit you back up, and you lost money, and that sucks, right? So I'm going to share with you a very simple framework. Now, let me give credit where credit is due. This is from Bill Walsh. I didn't make this up. This is all from him, so you can go check out his YouTube channel. He knows way more about sales than I ever will, but this is just my interpretation of it and how I've applied it and how you can do the same. And at the end, I'm also going to share some sauce on how to view and frame objection handling so it becomes easier to do it without having to memorize all these scripts and stuff. Okay? Anyways, let's get down into the nitty-gritty here, which is very simple. Okay? Prospect says, I need to think about it. This is not a real objection, okay? This is simply just a smokescreen for a deeper rooted issue. So our goal with trying to handle this objection is to figure out what the real underlying cause of this objection is so we can handle that thing and get through to continue making the sale, which for most of 99% of the time, they will give a smokescreen, think about it, which will lead to one of these three things: money, logistics, or fear. And that's the real problem, but people don't like to admit that stuff because they have a status and an ego and they don't want to say, oh, I'm broke. Okay, so they just say, I need to think about it, right? Whatever the case is. So here's how you handle this objection, very simply put. Okay, first thing you say is not a problem. Okay, now this, I also have one, does not apply. That's only for partner objection. But when someone says, right, oh, I need to think about it, the first thing you say is not a problem. Okay, not a problem. That's not a problem. Hey, don't worry about it. The reason why we say this is we want to lower their guard. We want to get rid of all the sales resistance, right? People are so used nowadays to these knee-jerk reactions. Well, you can't afford to think about it. Or why do you need to think about it? Right? Or you're not allowed to think about it, right? Or what is there to think about? They're so used to people combating with them and fighting with them that when you say, hey, that's not a problem, and you mean it, and you're chill, and you're calm, and you're relaxed, people can tell, like, wow, this guy's got it under control, okay? Now, what you follow up is by saying, hey, man, not a problem at all. No worries about it, right? In your own opinion, right, do you think this could get you to X? And this is where you'd insert the outcome, the goal that you're going to help them achieve, right? In your own opinion, do you think this could help you get to 50K a month? And what we're doing here is we're trying to gauge their interest level and their belief and their conviction level in the actual service. Okay, because here's the thing, is if the person doesn't believe in the service, it doesn't matter how broke they are, if they're fearful or not. If they don't believe in the service, they will never buy. So we want to root out certainty, or rather said uncertainty first, which we do with this question. And so what's going to happen is you're going to get one of two answers, right? You're either going to answer, which is, yes, I really do think this could help, and I really do want to make this work. It's just, and they'll typically give you the real objection there, but we'll go a little further just to make sure we find the real objection. But sometimes they may say, I think it could work. If that happens, you want to pause and interrupt and say, hey, you sound a little uncertain. What's coming up that's making you be a little hesitant when I ask you if you think this is going to work? And then what they'll typically say is they'll typically give you the real objection. I just have done something like this before and it didn't work, and so I'm scared to do it again. Oh, great. So the objection isn't needing to think about it. The objection is, I've done this before, I didn't get good results, so I'm scared that may happen. And now you can go handle that because you've isolated the real objection. You can now go handle that. Okay, but let's just say in the scenario, they say, yes, I think it could help me. Okay, they were great. And why do you think that is? What specifically do you think will help you get to the goal? Okay, this is a tie down, right? To make them say out loud why they think it'll work, and they subconsciously start to believe, like, wow, this will work, which will make it easier to close them later. Okay, to give you an answer, I think this is good and that's good, and I like the follow up and I like the CRM. I didn't have that stuff before, and now you guys have this. I think that'll really help with my closing rates. Awesome, man. I really appreciate that. And so I guess when you do go to think about this, I guess, what's kind of coming up that's making you hesitate and not move forward with this today, considering you do think this can get you to 50K a month? And if you frame it this way, they'll typically say, well, boom, real objection. Right? They'll typically put it out there like, you know what, I don't know if I can financially make this work right now. And it's like, oh, well, if I was able to, split this first initial payment into more digestible chunks, would that help you out? Oh, dude, if you could do that, that'd be amazing. Boom, close the deal right then and there, right? But we can't do that if we don't know what the real objection is, which is why we go through this framework to root out what the real objection is. Now, I want to go back because sometimes you ask them, in your own opinion, do you think this could get you to X? And they'll say, maybe, I think so, probably, possibly, or something that's kind of uncertain. Well, we can't say, if you ask them, hey, do you think this could get you to 50K a month? And they say, I think so. You can't say why. Why do you think? They would be like, I don't know, I just think it could work, right? So we have to say, hey, you sound a little uncertain. All right, what's kind of coming up that's causing you to hesitate on if you think this is going to work or not? And what we're doing now is we're finding out what the uncertainty is, and it's usually some sort of fear, right? I'm not sure if I'll be able to make my money back in the time frame, or I'm not sure if I will be able to afford the ad spend if I pay you, or I'm not sure if my team can handle the volume, or I'm not sure if I'm going to have time for this, or I'm not sure, whatever the case is. And they'll typically right then and there give you the real objection that they had to think about. And now you can move down and solve for that objection, because once again, think about it isn't a real objection, right? It's not real, it's only a smoke screen. So you have to isolate the real objection from think about it to then go solve it. So once you've done this first part, objection handling isn't done. You've now just extracted the main root of the problem, and now you can go and attack that, right? Which usually, once again, is money, logistics, or fear, right? So logistical, like, hey, I literally can't make this work. I only have $42 in my bank account, and you're asking for $7,000, and all my credit cards are maxed out, and I have no loans available, and no one that'll loan me money. Logistical problem, right? Fear, there's 4 types of fear. Fear of me, you, yesterday, and tomorrow. And so they're scared of something, right? They're scared of, they had a bad experience. They're scared of trying something new. They don't trust. This is their first time, whatever the case may be, right? Or then there's money, right? And here's the thing, is there can be fear of money, logistical money, and then fucked. Fucked is literally they have no money. They can't make it work. Logistical is like, hey, it costs $2K. They only have $1K. Do a split pay. Boom, easy logistical thing. And then fears are scared to spend the money, right? So anyways, that's a bit of extra stuff. That's for a different video. And honestly, if you watch Bill Walsh, he'll probably explain this better than I ever could, because he made this entire thing up. But that is how you handle this, think about objection. Now, there's a lot of other ways you can handle this, right? Like another way that I learned from Cole Gordon, I'll just share with you now to give you some more value if you stay the whole 6 odd minutes, is something that goes like this. Let me full screen to just do this. So how he handles objection is like, hey man, not a problem at all. Same thing, not a problem, diffuse, right? Get rid of the sales resistance, etc. And he'll say something like, money aside, how do you feel about the process specifically? Once again, trying to gauge their interest level, trying to gauge their conviction level, their belief level, their certainty. And then same thing we just talked about, right? If they say, yes, I think this could work, they'll typically tell you the objection, man, I really do think this could work. It's just X, and they'll typically give it to you on a silver platter, but more often than not, the person will say, yeah, I think so, I feel pretty good about the process, I think it could work. Once again, hey, what's coming up that's making you hesitate, right? Or you can go to the 1 to 10 scale, which is okay, gotcha, right? And on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being this is the worst thing you've ever heard about, 10 being this is the best thing you've ever heard about, it's going to solve all your problems, where would you say you fall? Most people say like a 5, 6, or 7. Awesome, man, I appreciate the honesty. What's stopping you from being like a 8, 9, or a 10? And then then and there, they're going to give you the real objection again. Well, it's just X. Gotcha. Boom, isolate the real objection, and then confirm. And if you really want to isolate and double tie down, when they give you the real objection, you could just say this. Gotcha. So this aside, there's nothing else stopping you from moving forward today. Yes. Okay, so if we solve for this, we're moving forward today. Yes, cool. And then you literally have one goal, which is to solve for that thing. So it's a really cool way that you can also get the client to almost confirm they're going to close, is once you find the real objection, like, hey, the problem is just I've done this before and it turned out bad, and that's what's stopping me. Okay, not a problem at all, right? Totally understand. Outside of that, is there anything else that's stopping you from moving forward today? No. Okay, so if we can solve for that and find out a way for you to feel comfortable, right, and take that next step, there'd be no reason why we wouldn't move forward if we could figure that out. And then you get them to say yes, and that's a tie down, right? And you're tying them down to committing to being, yes, I will do that. And now all you can do is talk with the prospect and find out what you need to do in order to make them happy, right? Trust you, and then you can close the deal because they've just committed to saying, yes, I will join if we can solve for this. So some extra sauce there for you on objection handling, some other Cole Gordon stuff that I've learned. But hope this helps. If you have any questions, you can check the comments below and ask me. I reply to every single person because I want to help you out. Anyways, have a good day. Enjoy.